Welcome to Virtual Training Solutions. My name is Bill Brayton, and today we're working on a U660 Planet installation with our output gear installation into our case. So before we do that, one of the things we need to do is clean up this protrusion right here. Hopefully we can get a good close-up on that. You can see this one's already been ground down, okay, because what happens at the factory, now this is a new nut that I have right here, because at the factory they take, and once this nut is on here, they take a big punch, if you will, and punch it into this square to keep it from turning. Okay, so we've taken that and ground that, took that over to the grinding wheel and ground that off so it's nice and flat. And then we're going to use just a common thread file. This is a 1.50 thread, so we're going to go ahead and clean that area up where the threads are. And we're actually going to go all the way around. Okay, I'm going to go all the way around and we'll be back in just a second. Okay, we're back and we've got it all cleaned up all the way around, and we've got our new nut. These nuts are cheap. They're like $6 from Toyota. And when it's done correctly, that's how easily the nut goes on. When you've worked the threads all the way around, that nut will just spin right on there. If you don't do this function and leave that protrusion there, it's just not possible. You will wipe out a new nut trying to put it on. Okay, so now our planetary is all ready to go together. We can set that aside. Now, to pull these two pieces together inside the case, we're going to use some special tools, and those are some special tools that we've got laying around the shop. Here I'm going to use a piece of 1/2-inch coarse thread all thread. This will run through the Planet and through the gears, and it'll pull everything together once we get it in. Then we have a large bushing driver, which everybody should have around the shop. Generic steel plate. You can see I've drilled a hole in this one to use it as another tool on another project. And then finally, this is a forward clutch drum for an RE4 FO4A that's been cut in half, that actually will make a perfect seat right here for this gear. It just fits real perfect like that. So now we're going to get the case over here and set it up. Let's just get that going right here. We're going to set it up like so. And we're going to obviously take the nut off. Now, we're going to set this. This is the other side. The one race is already on the gear. We don't have to really take that off when we're doing the unit unless it's damaged, so then we can press it off. But for right now, we're just putting it back together again, so we're just going to leave that race right there. The other race, which will fit, and here's where the press fit is. I should show you that. Here's where the press fit is right here. This is what we're doing, is we're pressing these two races together when we go back with it. But for installation process, we're going to just drop that on there. That's the way that's supposed to be. So we're going to take the Planet over this way and the gear over this way. And you could see like that. And now we're going to just slide the gear on. Okay, that'll stay like it's supposed to. Now we're going to take the nut off here. Got our bushing driver. That's going to slide through. Maybe I should show the camera this, huh? It's going to slide through the Planet. It's going to end up sitting like so. Just letting that sit right there. Okay. Now we're going to add our ring here. Of course, it's just going to sit there until we get everything tightened up. And our steel threaded rod, washer, and the nut here. Now we're just going to tighten it on down, keeping the everything lined up. There. Now we got everything fairly snug. And now we're going to bring it all together here. So we got a couple of wrenches, 3/4 inch wrenches. And now we're going to pull it all together. Now, as it goes down, it's all snug. You see how that rocks back and forth like that? That is completely normal. And what we're going to do is keep tightening that up until all that rocking goes away. And you can feel it. You see, it's still rocking. And it doesn't take a lot of pressure here. You can feel it going together. You can even hear it going together. And boom. It stopped turning. We got resistance, and now the wobble's all gone. So we're ready to take our tool back off. Should come off fairly easily. Let me just set that aside. Out comes the steel, the rod, the plate, piece of forward clutch drum, the rest of it. Now we'll set that all aside. Now we've got, you could see everything's real nice and cool inside the case. Got our nut ready to go on here. See how easy that goes on? Oh, that's great. Love it. Okay, now to tighten the nut, we're going to put in our transfer gear. This transfer gear, we're going to use that. We're going to take it out of park here. So we're going to use the transfer gear to hold our gear, because when we torque this, it's going to be 250 foot-pounds. So it's going to be a substantial amount of torque, and it's going to take you, it might take you another person as well to hold this all still so we can do that. So we're going to put our transfer gear in so that holds it like so. So now we're going to shift it into park so that locks the gear in, okay? Now we've got our very large torque wrench set to 250 foot-pounds. And we've got our special socket here. This particular socket's made by Adaptacase, thanks to Dwayne at Adaptacase for the socket. And we're going to go ahead and put that in there and start torquing that down. See how that gear starts to come out? That's where we're going to need somebody to hold that onto that and really lean into that. And so when we come back, we'll have that all torqued up and ready to go. Okay, we're back. We've used our big torque wrench with our cool socket here. we can take this out. And I want you to notice that I have not staked this right here. I have not staked this because I'm just not ready to yet. But once you do your final assembly on this unit, you're going to take a large punch and give that a good whack in there, because once you give that a good whack in there, you're going to destroy the nut should you need to take this back apart. So once you're comfortable with the way everything's assembled, your torque is right, then go ahead and make that final punch mark right there. My name's Bill Brayton, and thank you for being a part of Virtual Training Solutions. Until next time, let's keep fixing transmissions together.